morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are still on an in-betweener episode, just playing with anything we can get our hands on, from paper to paint to fiber to stickers to books, whatever the mood strikes us. Can you see? That's actually about the color it is. This beautiful lavender paper we're making. That was a lot of scraps, some leaves. There's a 3-leaf clover right there. There's some cherry blossoms, hydrangea leaves from last fall, but I put half a piece of purple construction paper in with a bunch of other scraps. That's where some of these other colors, I'm trying to get out of the shadow. That's the color it is right there. It is gorgeous. Now we're going to see how long this one takes to dry, but I am patting out a lot of the water. All right, this is hand quilted. This is the quilt that I'm making for my sister, which now she knows about. It's all of these white squares are quilted around the edge. And primitive, what they call primitive stitching, it's bigger stitches and green thread. And then all of these 16 patches are sewn, hand stitched around the edge. And now I'm going on the skinny borders, these skinny borders right here, and working on those. And I might go in again with these and do another shadow, what they call shadow stitching, and go in another like half an inch and do another line of stitching. But it's almost done. Can you hear the bird? Isn't that pretty though? It's not my colors. It's William Morris Reproduction Fabrics, but it's my sister's colors, and that's what counts. This is a lady I follow on Instagram. I printed out one of her beavers, Lorna Scobie. She is amazingly talented. She did this book, which I was enabled by on Instagram, and I'm slowly but surely filling it up. It's an art project every day. And I actually have done some. There's some. I've done a lot, actually, or so I thought. I did that one. I've done all the easy ones, put it that way. Anyhow, I did this one. It's just, you know, practicing your skills. I did this one. Playing with different things. I did this one. I did this one. I did this one. Anyhow, so it's fun, and it's a good way to practice lots of different kind of skills. And I love her aesthetic. Like, I love these little people right here. This is how I want to draw people. Kind of just suggestions of people. But I'm not good at that yet either. Here, like that right there. This is where I've practiced a little bit. Well, these were cats at a birthday party. Practicing. But she also has a couple other books, and I have one of them. If I can find it pretty quick. Yeah, here it is. And I'm not sure what country she's in. I think she's in Europe somewhere. But this is a beautiful, this is all these endangered species. And I just love her little animals. There's a beaver, turkey. Anyhow, this is a beautiful children's book. But it's good for me to look at to practice watercolors. And like, there's no way I could do these. They're gorgeous to me. Anyhow, I'm practicing animals in my cove. I would love to do like a Lake Murray animal journal. That's kind of what I'm gearing up for, I think. I don't know for sure, but I think. But anyhow, she has a coloring book, which Bella and I may just have purchased this morning. So, and sorry, my laundry is going. But anyhow, so this is hers off of Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. This is not mine. This is not mine, nor am I trying to pretend it's mine. But I am trying to pretend I can draw this a little bit. And then, this is Happy Mail. I got my Zine #2 from James Burke. Now, I talk about his techniques which is what I love. I'm not a fan of ladies. I say this over and over again, and he does a ton of ladies and men and mermaids and little girls. This is not my style whatsoever, but I love his techniques. I love his techniques. And this book is really super nice. I don't know where he gets these printed, but it's super nice. It came with a thank you note from him, his husband, and their cats, which I think is hysterical, Bianca and Oliver. I got another thing of washi tape of his, because this is super nice quality washi tape. And it has a bit of a lavender hint. So this is his zine number 2, but the best part about it is the center is all his Inktober girls. And now see that right there floats my boat. This one I think is adorable with the moon. And again, these little suggestions, I can handle that drawing. Oh, I love her with her broom. Oh, I love her. But I'm just going to use, and here's like Audrey Hepburn. Oh, they're beautiful. Morticia. I'm not into the girls on everything. Oh, it's gorgeous. But I will practice with some of his techniques. He's the one that has enabled me into the lady that did all the Mary, what is her name? From the Disney drawings. Oh, I love his colors. He was on the Jane Davenport art team last year. I just think this is a real, this is what I wanted right here. So anyhow, that helps me practice. And in saying all that, I painted a lot of paper yesterday. I still don't know what I want to do. And until I do, I'm practicing beavers, and I'm practicing everything, sort of. But, all right, I couldn't glue this one down yesterday because it was wet. I can do that now. Bella just left for ice skating. She's wired for sound, which I guess is good when you're getting ready to go ice skate. I could be working on my Missouri journal from my quilting retreat. In reality, that's probably what I should be doing. But it kind of conjures up me having to hurry home to deal with, not to deal with, to be with my dad. That's when he first got sick, on my last day. And I almost left early. I did not, but I did rush home in 2 days. And I mean rush, because one day I drove from Arkansas to South Carolina. That's a lot of driving. That was a lot of driving. And a lot of rain. Okay, so here are my beaver tails. Just playing. Just really playing. I'm using an Amy Tangerine insert that has her paper, but it reminds me of water. And on the inside is another one of her pages, her paper, and a sticker. This is my beaver practice book. And I kind of wanted, so, oh, now here's a grand idea. Okay. This is how you can make someone else's art inspiration for your own art. If I take every single one of these pages, I'm not copying him, I'm using him as my inspiration, but replace his girls with beavers. And then just kind of do a fan art of beavers with his techniques. That is a way to practice. That like use all this purple and pink lavender backgrounds, and then place a beaver on it with a crown and a magic wand like Cinderella. He's the one that does Netflix, what does he call it, art flicks, when he watches a movie and then uses that movie as his inspiration for a couple pages. These are what he calls his swatch dolls, which I love. I could do the exact same thing with beaver bodies. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take every single page. All right. We're going to make a James Burke fan journal replacing girls with beavers. Only because I'm not a girl person. I'm more of a landmark and animals. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to practice his techniques with my style. That's what we're going to do. So that's why people say when you're stuck, which I have been stuck. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Probably because I have too many things in my head that I want to do. But I knew I wanted to do something with the animals around my lake, around my neighborhood. We could, instead of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, we could call it 4x8 paper stuff neighborhood. That's too long. Paper stuff neighborhood. I don't know. Beaver tails. I'm just going to call it beaver tails. And I'm going to put a bunch of brown on this one because I want to cut out another beaver. And his aesthetic with using his same art images over and over. I love that. Like, he makes his own stickers. Now he makes his own products. But how he's making his own products and making all that stuff his own. And using it a lot. Over and over. You see a lot of his same images over and over. Like, I would use the Eiffel Tower. Or I would use the Statue of Liberty. Or I would use... And how I made his... I'm going to put his dolls that I made in this journal. Where is that? Where's my calendar? Here it is. No, that's not it. Where's my calendar? He probably doesn't lose everything like I do. All right. Well, I took the heads and some of the bodies off of his washi tape. And then I added, like, one girl had the Statue of Liberty body. Or I used his body and then the Statue of Liberty head. Or the Empire State Building. Or the Eiffel Tower. That kind of stuff. Golden Gate Bridge. That would be okay too. This is beaver texture paper. Can't you tell? This is how I make my journal paper that I've done some of the other journals where I pretend like I'm somebody else and write a journal from that period of time or that part of the country. This is how I do it. I saturate. I love the composition notebook paper. The cheaper the better because these lines start to blur and run the ink. And I love that aesthetic. And then I love the... It doesn't look... It looks okay now, but when it dries, it's much better. And I just start saturating it with water and just leaving a bunch of colors and letting them bleed together. And then I also, while it's wet, kind of wrinkle it too. Scrunch it up in a ball. And that gives it a little bit of more texture. Like that. Now let it dry. Just that little bit adds so much. In fact, here's two that I did yesterday. And I did not wrinkle these. Here's like an Easter one right here. But then I can put beavers on these. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to do... Okay, I think I started to say this. I'm so excited. I'm going to replicate in my own style using his techniques as inspiration. Yes. So, thank you, James, Steve, Bianca, and Oliver. Because here we go. Here goes our journey. I think he would be okay with this. Do I need to ask him to make sure I can do this? I'm not calling his work mine. It's all his. It's his inspiration for my beaver tails. I'm not calling it mine. I think I'm okay. I'm just a huge fan of his ability to share and his ability to do these gorgeous girls that he loves, I'm not a fan. I appreciate the art for sure. I admire his, how do I want to say it? I admire his tenacity, keeps going, his stick-to-itiveness keeps going. I give up very easy on a lot of things. I am not a fighter. I think he might be a fighter. He's very, he says he's very ambitious. He says this himself. I haven't said it. And he really keeps going. And I give up very easily. Although I haven't given up on art. Oh. I have not given up on art. Oops, see, there's a little bit of moisture there. Okay, that's it for today, because now we have a goal. Where is my calendar? If you could see how much stuff I have right here. It's kind of gone like this, so I have a little bit of room. Where is my calendar? I did get another gem of a tool, especially since I said I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not going to buy anything. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I'm stalling. Goodbye.